one game away. Blow up. We're playing for something, man. We're playing for something. Just gotta mean something, you. They gotta mean something. Everything you got. Everything you got. Let's finish this.
Do it, fellas.
Let's go.
Let's do it, fellas.
Finish 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
You ready to make history? Come on now. Yeah. You know, there's these two words. And when I say them, people get goosebumps cause they know what happens next. So without further ado,
Free smoke.
look. Scared cause I'm drowning in silence with bad thoughts. These days I don't have nothing to say, man, the bag talks. I put in headphones on my driver. Pull up to the spot and give a good dick and Godiva. I can't lie, I'm uninspired. No more pillow talking about nonsense. I only stick around to put some band-aids on my conscience. I don't know why I feel so bad, nigga. That's what we do, no foundation. We don't build no more, we just screw. Half a bottle of Henny, girl, I'm going with the wind. The same niggas say they happy for me, ain't want me to win. So I'm done on my friends. Don't need help popping Coronas and reminiscing. I just call up Big Bro J and say it's time for venting. If I live forever, I hold this hate for some centuries. You don't know how much I have you doing what it meant to me, but motherfuck all that. I don't even offer up the time to make the call back. Stupid Lodo, if they don't get the picture now, man, I crop them out of the photo. I can't relate to my peers. Been doing this shit for years. I'm motivated by fears. I took the wheel and I steer. My sound not dictated by fuck boys in Atlanta. Stay gifted like this album was ghost written by Santa. Bars forever like they decided to throw me under slammer. Every song's a hit like they picture me underhanders. I could drop 1,000,000 songs, but they never gon' understand us. Soapbox sermons for niggas never giving chances. Fight our whole lives to get these weak ass advances. Work twice as hard for the shit that they getting handed. And this ain't even nothing we chose, nigga, we branded. Still can't tell why all of these niggas mad at me. I'm trying to get 100 so I can put my team on salary. Give it all to the art, man, I turn my life to a gallery. Man, damn, what a fucked up masterpiece. 1,100 shots and I swear, man, I felt them all. If we ain't even good on our blocks, man, who can we call? Pre-decline state of mind, we broke crabs in the barrel. Got us fighting our folk, man, this shit just a life of peril.
So we want to fire Brandon Staley. I get it. We can talk about it. Welcome back to another episode of Kicking It with Saint. Listen, somebody in the comment section on one of the videos said, why does this channel keep popping up in my suggestions? This channel sucks. Yo, that mean we growing, y'all. We popping up in motherfuckers' mentions and shit, and motherfuckers' suggestions. I don't know why he left that comment though, like I could do something about that. Like he acted like I could control what pop up in his feed, my guy. Essentially, it's like he was telling me, hey bro, stop posting videos, bro, so they can stop popping it. My guy, with all due respect, because I know your ass gonna watch this video. Listen, block me or something, man. I can't do nothing about that. That sounds like a personal problem. Much like the guy who got mad at me about my take on the Falcons. And I know he happy right now with his Falcons sitting at a whole 5-6 in the lead of the NFC South. But that's a personal problem, my guy. I have to imagine you must be a Charger fan. It's only two type of fans who I imagine be getting pissed off. Well, it could be a couple fans. I know I'll be pissing some people off. But on that video, you either got mad because you a Charger fan. You probably ain't even a Charger fan. You just like Justin Herbert. Or you don't like it when I bring up white and black athletes. Which, like I said, bro, if that's the case, that is just on you. You're going to have to fix your reality. But let's talk about the Chargers. So the Chargers lost again. Another close loss. This team can't find a way to win. Not only can they not win close games, they don't win big games. And I think we have to have an honest conversation about Justin Herbert, bro. I get it. He had some drops in the game. Everybody was turning. I told y'all in the breakdown that the Chargers could have a lot of turnovers in that game. They had a lot of turnovers in that game. Justin Herbert had 2. Austin Eckler had a fumble. Keenan Allen had a fumble. And Justin Herbert's fumble was terrible because he fumbled that shit when they was about to go in and score again. But it always seemed to be something that prevent the Chargers from winning these games. Now, if you're a Justin Herbert stan, nothing I say is going to register to you. So you could probably just go ahead and turn the video off because you're only going to get madder as the video go on. Because I cannot sit here and just blame everything on Brandon Staley. Now, to be very transparent, I have not at any point in time defended keeping Brandon Staley. I didn't defend hiring him. But I never said he should not be fired. The only thing I said is, and I stand by this, the Chargers losing, this is not all on Brandon Staley. At some point in time, players got to show up. And not only that, both sides of the ball have to show up to a game. I understand people want to keep blaming the Chargers defense. The Chargers defense has not been terrible this year. The Chargers just played a good enough game. Not even a good enough game. The Ravens only scored 3 points off of 4 turnovers. The Chargers should have lost that game by probably 30-something points. They got lucky and caught the Ravens on a day where the Ravens offense just wasn't going like it's been all season. The Ravens offense is putting up 30 points. They only put up 20 against the Chargers. You cannot tell me that the defense didn't do its job. The offense for the Chargers put up 10 points. For all the passing yards, for all these stats, the touchdowns, and all these things, they put up 10 points. Now, obviously, you could say, oh, well, Baltimore had a great defense. But at what point in time do Justin Herbert and that offense have to step up and make the big plays to win the big games? You expect Lamar Jackson to step up. Could you imagine if Lamar Jackson loses his game? See, this is my problem. Even at 4-6, this game was looked at as a big game for Justin Herbert. But he wasn't. They didn't talk about him. Most of the media didn't talk about Justin Herbert the way you talk about Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow, Jalen Hurts if they lose this game. Because, see, for Lamar Jackson, this is why I kind of hate these type of narratives. If Lamar Jackson loses this game, you immediately say, how did you lose to a 4-6 team? If the Chargers win this game, you immediately say, well, they better than the 4-6 team than their 4-6 record because they have Justin Herbert. So you diminish it when Lamar win it, but you uplift it if the Chargers hadn't won it. That's insane analysis. In my opinion, this was a big game for both players. If you look at both quarterbacks as great quarterbacks. Now, I don't think Justin Herbert is a great quarterback. I feel like you have to put, for all the haters of Lamar Jackson, what is Justin Herbert's resume aside from these gaudy stats he put up? They don't translate into wins. He ain't even a 500 record quarterback. Now, when your quarterback don't win games, you like to say the wins ain't a quarterback stat. But when your quarterback win games, it's a quarterback stat. So I'm not trying to hear that shit. My problem with the Chargers every year, I understand. And listen, it's not like I would get on here and just dog Justin Herbert. When things outside of his control happen, I understand that. They still had chances to win this game. They had multiple opportunities to win this game. And it's not even just this game. It's other games. They lost to the Packers. They lost to the Lions. We go back to last year, leading in the playoffs. They still found a way to lose that game. You go back to the previous years. Justin Herbert is not winning big games. Bro, what would you be saying right now if Jalen Hurts, Joe Burrow, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes was only made it to the playoffs one time in 3 or 4 years? This is the 4th year for Justin Herbert. He gonna have one playoff appearance on his resume. Y'all kill Lamar Jackson for getting to the playoffs and only having one win. This kid has only gotten his team there once. Crickets. And I'm not on here to kill Justin Herbert. What I'm here is holding him to the same standard that you hold a Lamar Jackson, a Patrick Mahomes, a Joe Burrow, a Josh Allen, a Jalen Hurts, a Dak Prescott. I think it's very funny how much people go at Dak Prescott, but look at Justin Herbert. And one thing that somebody told me, and I really don't want to do it, but he was like, bro, you got to hold Justin Herbert to the same standard you be holding Justin Fields to. Now, I don't believe that because Justin Fields is not nowhere near as good as a player, just an individual player. He is not as good as a Justin Herbert. I'm not stupid. But what I'm telling you is as much talent as Justin Herbert may have, hell, as much talent as you think Justin Fields may have, it's not translating to winning. And it cannot just keep being on the coach. If it's always on the coach, for one, you finna have a third coach for Justin Herbert because y'all want them to fire Staley. What that is telling me is all you finna do is use this new excuse of, well, he got 4 head coaches in this amount of time. The same thing you finna do for for Justin Fields. At what point in time do you eliminate the excuses like y'all do for Lamar Jackson all the time and evaluate what is happening on the field? I'm not telling you Justin Herbert not a good quarterback. He got all the talent in the world, but at what point in time does that talent have to translate into wins, especially against the top quarterbacks? Justin Herbert don't beat good quarterbacks. Y'all still hanging on to this win he had against Pat Mahomes, like 2 years ago? Pat Mahomes got a Super Bowl since that time. How big of a win was that in the grand scheme? Not to mention, that's the only one I can think of. I can't even think of no other big wins he got. He 0-3 against Lamar. I don't think he done beat Burrow. I don't think he done beat Josh Allen. And his record against Pat Mahomes is under 500. He only done beat Pat. I think he done beat Pat twice. Nonetheless, you give him credit for that, but when they lose, oh, it's the defense. I could not believe after this game y'all started blaming Brandon Staley. Bro, his defense gave up 20 points to a team that's scoring at least 31 a game. His offense had 10 points. Brandon Staley ain't the OC. He ain't calling the offensive plays. He called the defense. His defense had to cover short fields 4 times. Well, 3 times, because one of them, the interception he threw was at the end of the half. But I don't understand how this on Brandon Staley. And I'm not absolving Brandon Staley. Do I think I'd say it all the time. At some point in time, the people who don't suit up, the ones who just stand on the field, call the plays and whatnot, they get paid to do a job too. I'm not telling you that Brandon Staley done been great at his job, but what I'm telling you is I don't really understand why you would fire him. I don't see a head coach that should be fired. I see well, you know what? Maybe he should be fired. I'm not advocating for you to keep his job. I'm going to put it like this. If he lost his job, I wouldn't be shocked. But if he kept it, I also wouldn't be shocked. That's where I'm at with Brandon Staley. I don't actually think he a bad head coach. I don't think he a great head coach. I don't even know if I think he good. I just know he not a bad head coach. But it's just not a good. I don't know what it is with the Chargers. I don't think the Chargers had bad head coaches when they had Phillip Rivers. I can't explain to you what is happening with the Chargers. The only thing I can say is when you have a special quarterback, at some point in time, it don't matter who you got as a head coach, bro. John Harbaugh could not pick up. He was struggling before he got Lamar Jackson through a stretch. You have to have a quarterback, and sometimes that quarterback got to make plays. I know y'all want to make it seem like the Herbert fans want to make it seem like, oh, this is just unfair. Bro, this is the same standard we hold all the great quarterbacks to. We not blaming their head coaches when they lose. That shit's only happening with Herbert. That's it. They ain't even blaming Trevor Lawrence's head coach. Well, you can't because Doug Peterson got a Super Bowl, but the only coach, and I'm not telling you that the coaches shouldn't be absolved. I think Zach Taylor, and I've been saying this for 3 years, is a bad head coach. He has literally been living off of the fact that he got a all-star team on offense and he has a franchise quarterback. But therein lies the problem. Zach Taylor ain't a great head coach, but they ain't calling for his job. Why? Because his quarterback and the players around him make plays. Justin Herbert has a number 1 receiver. He got a great running back. They never seem to step up and make the big plays when it mattered the most. Is it always Brandon Staley's fault that Justin Herbert not checking out of proper plays, that he not seeing a blitz that's coming, that he can't check out of to change the coverage or change the protection or change the play? Like, come on, you can't always give him credit when stuff go right. But as soon as shit goes south, it's Brandon Staley. It's the defense. The Chargers defense picked off Trevor Lawrence, 3 or 4 times in that playoff game and lost the game. But somehow that's the defense fault. The defense get 4 takeaways, and it's the defense fault. If the Ravens lose this game, do you blame the defense or do you blame the offense? Because I know who the sports shows would have blamed if the Ravens ended up losing this game. They would have blamed Lamar. Because they would have said, how do your defense get you 4 turnovers and you score 20 points? They said that anyways. Nonetheless, how is Justin Herbert not held to that same standard? Listen, I get it. You like him. He a white quarterback, long hair, throw the ball nice, put up gaudy stats. I get the prototype. But at the end of the day, like Jalen Hurts continue to say, when did the main thing stop becoming the main thing? I thought winning was the main thing. All these gaudy stats, like I'm hearing people constantly say, oh, Jalen Hurts playing bad. Oh, Jalen Hurts not playing good. Oh, he done had a tough season. Bro, they 9-1. No, 10-1. What are we doing? Like, when did the main thing not become the main thing? And this is not even what the Steelers that won all those games and we knew they was fraudulent going to the playoffs, they was beating bad teams. The Eagles is going toe-to-toe with good teams and coming out victorious. Bro, y'all so focused on the bad parts of these Eagle games that you let that overshadow all the great things Jalen Hurts did down the stretch of that game. But when it comes to the Chargers, you focus on all the good things Herbert did and then sweep all his bad stuff under the rug. How does that make sense? But he's supposed to be a great quarterback. But you literally holding him to the scale of a quarterback that's like a rookie. Hell, y'all tougher on Bryce Young right now than y'all is on Justin Herbert. This man been in the league for 3 years. They blaming shit on Bryce Young already. But it's continued to be on the head coach. What more is a head coach going to do with all this offense and this talent that they have? They always in the tops in offensive yardage, scoring and all this, but can't seem to do the stuff right in the fourth quarter or when the game is on the line. Justin Herbert and Justin Fields, the only thing that's similar to me about them two is how bad they become. Well, Justin Fields just they got to do a study on how bad this man become in the fourth quarter. Like, it don't even make sense. I don't think he played great on Monday Night Football anyways. But in that fourth quarter, he really began to show his ass. Like, he really tried to fumble away the game. It's crazy how bad he become in fourth quarters of games. I already told y'all how Justin Field games go. But to actually see them shits all the time, how bad he become in the fourth quarter, insane. And James Jones still got on TV and tried to say, and other dudes on ESPN was like they should keep Justin Fields and use those draft picks to draft and help him. I ain't never seen. Bro, this dude is like 20-something, probably 30-something games under 500 for his career. This is what I'm saying. How long is y'all going to blame coaches and whatnot? Like, y'all not blaming coaches for Mac Jones, and he got a legitimate reason. But y'all not blaming coaches for him. Y'all just saying he trash. But for the guys that y'all like, and I don't even know what it is about Justin Fields, bro. I have not watching. I'm not even going to get into it, but I just don't know where the standard is going to be set when we talking about Justin Herbert. Because credit to him, y'all look at him as a top. Y'all don't look at Justin Fields as a top quarterback. At least most people don't. Justin Herbert is constantly being talked about as a top quarterback. He was rated above Lamar Jackson 2 years ago. And I think he was rated above Lamar Jackson going into the season. And above Dak Prescott. But he don't have to produce at the level that those two have to produce at. He not held to the same standard that those two is held at. He not held to the standard that none of the top quarterbacks is held to. As soon as they lost this game, they blamed Brandon Staley. That's what they done every game they lost this season. And instead of picking apart what he could have did better in the second half of these games, because what's really my problem is people is acting like Justin Herbert going out here playing perfect second halves. That is just not the case. I'm not telling you that he become Justin Fields in the second half, but he not lighting it up in the second half. It's plays that he leaving out there on the field. And if you want to just keep blaming the play, this is one of my problems. They have the talent. It's not like he out there playing with nobodies. He don't got Willie Snead, Devin Duvernay, James Prochet lining up. He actually got talent. So you can keep blaming the coaches and whatnot. Sure, I don't know how many OCs you're going to run through before this team figure out how to get it done in the fourth quarter when the game on the line, how to close out games, how to come from behind and take games that matter. This was a game. Well, some people going to try to argue that this game, every game matter. Now, this one definitely matter because you're playing against another elite quarterback. And if you see your quarterback as an elite quarterback, and if somebody had messaged me as I was reading that, that's why. I mean, I was reading, somebody messaged me as I was talking. But if you think that Justin Herbert is an elite quarterback, then I don't. If you think Justin Herbert is an elite quarterback, you got to hold him to the same standard. I mean, it's just that simple. To me, I don't see how you can continuously blame. Like I said, I'm not telling you that they don't have. But what I'm saying is, if they fire Brandon Staley, who do you hire? And if the person you hire next, what do they do? What more could you do for this team? Like, the defense play great, then the offense don't show up. The offense show up, the defense don't show up. What I mean, and the way all of this could just be put together is if they found a way to close out games, in my opinion. Like, most teams don't have both sides of the ball play great for an entirety of the game. That's not, in a perfect world, yeah, you would love for both the offense and the defense to both play a perfect game. That's not reality. And it's no different from no other quarterback. So this special treatment that we give in Justin Herbert, I don't know, man. It don't make sense. It just feel like we continue in this excuse tour. And for the quarterbacks that people like, this is what they do. Because could you imagine if the Ravens was sitting at 4-7 right now? The Ravens sitting at 9-3. If they was sitting at 4-7, you'd be saying, did the Ravens, should they have paid Lamar Jackson? I ain't seen not one motherfucking soul question, should they have paid Justin Herbert. But hey, just Joe Burrow done got hurt for the season. I ain't seen not a soul say, should they have given Joe Burrow that bread? Hey, it's very interesting. Hey, shout out to the Jets for that moronic ass interception that they threw at the end of the half on Thanksgiving. What a play. I mean, what a play. To have that shit ran back. Oh my goodness. Just what a play. And shout out to my guy, Kyle Hamilton, man. Absolute fucking stud. This dude is everywhere. On Sunday night when they was, at one point in time, they started talking about Kyle Hamilton. And I swear to you, he made a play on first, second, and third down. That shit was crazy. Like, they even said something about it. So shout out to Kyle Hamilton. I still don't know how the Ravens, I don't know how he fell to the Ravens. I really don't. Shout out to the Chiefs for finding a way to score in the second half of this game. Shout out to my guy who I did not mention in the first video. But shout out to my guy, Max Crosby, 11 sacks on the season. If you really understood how many sacks that is because of the fact he has no help on that defense, his 11 sacks is basically 20 sacks in my mind, bro. Because he playing with nobodies on that. And that's no disrespect, but it is what it is. Bro, it's some big news that just happened. And I have not said Frank Wright got fired. I don't know how I didn't talk about that. Yeah, Frank Wright got fired. Oh, no, I did talk about that in the video. I said I never thought he should have been hired in that job in the first place. Eric Bieniemy should have got that job. But if I didn't say nothing about that, that's what I said about it. That Buffalo game, a lot of people, I forgot to mention this when I talked about it in that previous video. In that Buffalo game, people talking about that pass interference that should have been called on, what's my man's name? Darius Slay. Okay, so I get it. I'm not even mad at y'all for complaining about that. But here is my problem, Buffalo fans. Y'all could have put this game away earlier, but you couldn't find a way to score touchdowns. And then when you found a way to get into the end zone to put the touchdowns on the board, it was too late because Philly had found their offense by then. Philly struggled throughout the whole first half, basically, and still only went to the half trailing by, I think, 3. Or was they even I watched this whole game, but I cannot remember what the score. Regardless, Philly at no point in time was out of this game. But Philly should have been out of this game going into the half. Whose fault is that? This is why I don't like putting one play on everything. To use one play to blame the whole game. That's tough for me, man. That's why when people talk about the pass interference in that Saints game and that playoff game, I do understand how big a play that was, man. But the Saints had multiple opportunities after that play to still win the game. So it's hard for me to now that Super Bowl play, the play against the Eagles in the Super Bowl, but that's rough, man. I don't know why the ref make that call. I just don't think I make that. I know I'm not making. I'm not throwing that flag on that play in that Super Bowl, bro. That's crazy. I'm not determining the game. I don't care if it's the right call or not, bro. That's ignorant to me. I hate that. But yeah, to me, and back to Jalen Hurts real quick. We are seeing two different games. We are watching two different games Because I'm not watching a quarterback that's playing bad all year. I'm watching a quarterback that he not lighting it up like he did last year, but he's still fine. I kind of like him more this year because the way he finding ways to win these games, it's not even finding ways. He just poised, confident. He keep doing what he doing. He don't lose himself in the game. He don't get flustered. Motherfucker's a franchise quarterback, bro. Y'all gonna have to start respecting Jalen Hurts, bro. I think you got to look at this game you got to watch the Eagles from a different perspective. We so used to great teams, but when you think a great team is great, you used to them blowing people out. That's what you think you used to them doing, is just blowing people out left and right. But imagine this for a second. A team that's so battle tested, don't matter what you throw at them, they still find a way to win. Like, think of the craziest shit you could do to your opponent to stop them from beating you, and they still beat you. That's the Eagles to me. They just keep finding ways to win. And it's not even finding ways. They keep showing you we don't have to win a certain type of way. We can beat you any type of way. And they got the talent to back it up. I fucking love the Eagles. I'm not an Eagles fan. Obviously, I rep Jalen Hurts. I've been doing that since he became the starter because Roll Tide forever. But listen, when I watch the Eagles, I just think that's the best team in football. I really do. When I look at the AFC, the two best teams is, to me, Baltimore and KC. I think that's who it should come. There ain't no think. That's who it should come down to in the AFC championship game. But I'm interested to see if Baltimore can get there. I know KC can figure out how to get there. They done been there, done that. I'm interested to see if Lamar Jackson and the Ravens take that next step and figure out how to translate the great play in the season to the playoffs. Because that's what always pissed me off. Baltimore know how to win ugly games. They know how to win the good games. They keep proving it. This next stretch coming up for the Baltimore Ravens is going to be very interesting. Very interesting. I'm very excited to see these next, because they play against a couple good teams coming up. To see how they come out after that would be very interesting. They already done positioned themselves pretty good, but with the way the AFC is, especially the North, it's a good thing Cleveland lost, but Pittsburgh won. So Pittsburgh's so fucking lucky, bro. They get to play Cincinnati twice without having Joe Burrow, bro. I hate that. This is what I'm saying. Pittsburgh keep finding ways to play bad teams or teams that's compromised when they need to the most, bro. It's not even that they good. Bro, they play Cincinnati without... All right, bro. I tell you one thing. The fact that Cincinnati still barely lost this game. See, this is why I say Joe Burrow clearly a franchise quarterback. I'm not stupid. I know Joe Burrow wins this game. Well, nah, Joe Burrow would have found a way to win this. I hope Joe Burrow would have found a way to win this game. I know it was a rocky season so far, but I would hope Joe Burrow would find a way to win this game. But what else do I want to cover on this before I get on up out of here? I'm giving you 2 episodes in one day, yo. Oh, I want to recap this Monday night game a little bit, deeper into this Monday night game. Josh Dobbs threw 4 interceptions. 2 of them was bad at interceptions. Boy, this was a tough game to watch, man. Boy, this was a tough game to watch. Just so many turnovers, bro. So many turnovers, man. What? 1, 2, 3, 4. I can't even remember how many. Justin Fields had 2. He had 2 fumbles. I don't think he threw an interception. I know, did the Vikings fumble the ball? Because the Vikings, I know they had 4 interceptions, but they probably had some fumble. Bro, so many turnovers. And the score ended up being 12-10. Like I told you, bro, Chicago didn't even score a fucking touchdown. All them points came off of field goals, bro. They got to figure something out with this. Also, to the people who saying keep giving Justin Fields a shot, I just don't know what fucking games y'all watching. And I don't understand where this reality of, oh, let's give him all the time. When is y'all going to start judging Justin Fields off of what he actually doing on the field and how it's pertaining to winning? These motherfuckers got 4 wins on the season. They 4-8. Meaning they got to win 5 games to get above 500 by just 1 game. Do you think that's going to happen? Or do you think this is going to be another year where Chicago is drafting high in the draft? Now, they probably going to get the number 1 pick because they got Carolina's pick, and Carolina's sitting at 1-9. They the worst team in the league right now. Not to mention Carolina also lost to Chicago. So it's just all bad in Carolina right now. Just throw away the franchise right now. The saddest thing for Carolina is, boy, it's a lot of shit that need to be done with this team. Now, you could bring in a head coach that could probably get a lot out of average talent that could you jumpstart the rebuild. That's what you hope you can get. But boy, if you don't, whew, that's going to be a long rebuild. But back to this Monday night game. Josh Dobbs had a rough one out there, bro. He probably should have had 5 picks and a pick 6 on one of them because Buddy on the Bears just dropped one as he was running. I don't even know how he dropped that, bro. I'm telling you, every week I see why DBs are DBs and not receivers, bro. They can't catch for shit. Shout out to Tyrann Mathieu, who had 2 interceptions in his game. Derek Carr still, like I said, he played down to the level of competition. At some point, we just going to have to realize he is a average to below average quarterback. That is just what Derek Carr is. I've been saying it for 2-3 years now. At some point in time, we just going to have to accept that. Desmond Ridder and I don't understand why this man is so bad in the red zone. It's actually mind-boggling. I'm not going to lie to you. I still think that the Cowboys had probably one of the swaggiest celebrations this year with the turkey legs, and shout out to Mike McCarthy keeping it swaggy on the sideline, like smiling. Mike McCarthy got rid of Kellen Moore, called the plays, and look at Dallas, bro. That's all I'm going to say. Everybody was giving him heat in the offseason. I notice how y'all don't come back on TV and apologize when y'all was wrong. Mind you, that got me thinking I was wrong about something. Sean Payton and the Broncos. I don't know if I was wrong about that yet, so just hold out on that. It was somebody else. Bro, I know I was saying what I was saying about Mac Jones in the previous video, but I do want to say real quick, bro, this motherfucker just throwing some of the dumbest fucking interceptions, bro. I see why he getting benched, even though I'm still saying all the stuff I said, but some of the interceptions, that's what I was meaning to say in that last video. I said it in the previous video, but the interceptions that my boy Mac is throwing right now, like, my goodness, bro. Mac, you lucky you went to Bama, because I would have hopped off of this bandwagon by now if you didn't. Some of these interceptions don't even make sense, bro. Like, just my goodness. Seattle's offensive line is absolute hot garbage. I meant to tell y'all that in the previous video. The 49ers defense is good, but damn. Geno had a shit. Geno better than me. None of y'all motherfuckers getting nothing for Christmas. Shout out to the Broncos defense for continuing to dominate. Shout out to the Ravens defense for continuing to dominate. Shout out to Kyrie. I forgot my man's name for the Rams. Our running back for the Rams. Our star running back. Shout out to him. I can't think it's Kyrie Williams. I can't remember my man's name right now. He had like over 200 total yards of offense. My guy. I told y'all we was going to beat Arizona. And I want to talk to Baker midfield again. I really picked you, bruh. And you fumbled. This is why I was mad when Henry was like, Baker didn't play that bad. Because I'm like, bruh, a chance to win this goddamn game and this motherfucker fumbled the ball, bruh. And I know some people say, oh, well, you know, what could he have done about that, bro? I done told y'all too long. Baker got terrible pocket presence, man. At some point in time, Baker gonna have to realize I cannot do this little whatever the fuck dancing thing he do when he in the pocket. He gotta learn how to maneuver the pocket better. I mean, it's probably too far gone. I don't even know why I'm talking about this no more, man. And then, bro, I'm really irritated by the person who also tweeted, Gardner Minshew the best backup quarterback. Bro, no, he ain't, bro. Like, bro, we definitely don't be watching the same games, man. Anyways, with that being said, hey, shout out to the dude who was hating, though, man. I don't even think he was hating, bro. He just didn't like what the kid was saying, bro. And that's all right. He entitled to his opinion, bro. I ain't gonna hate the man for that. But I do appreciate y'all for joining me on another episode of Kicking It With Saint. Tell somebody you fuck with him. Tell somebody you love him. I just made me some steak and rice. So I'm finna eat pretty good. I'm not gonna lie to you. Tell somebody you fuck with him. Tell somebody you love him. You can be anything in the world. Choose to be kind to somebody today. Like, subscribe, share. This ain't out.
I got the moves like hot sauce. Lil' mama taking the top off. I'm laying down getting topped off. After this, she know she getting knocked off. I know she loving the money, so I keep on thumbing and thumbing. She say she horny when she's taking shots, so I keep them coming and coming. Now I'm putting dick in her tummy, scoop her up like I'm raking her something. You would think shawty ran track, the way that she running and running. You getting dumber and dumber, you out here chasing the bone. After she finished from giving me dome, the Uber is taking her home. Tight.